Hello there, I'm the base manager and welcome back to Space Engineers. Now, today we are going to continue building our capital ship. Last episode we set on our maiden voyage to start exploring space, however our capital ship is still missing a few details. So let's take a move on. One of the first things that we are going to do today is the reclamation system that we started doing last episode. However, we determined that this system is somewhat ineffective as it takes over 90 seconds to vacuum or pressurize this hangar. 90 seconds is a long time, especially if you are under attack. You want to depressurize quickly so you can send the drones on their way, right? So I thought about it a little bit, and while I was doing my quote-unquote grinding in between episodes, in this time it was just add a bunch of lighting and beautify the hangar a little bit. As you can see, there is a few differences, right? I pushed the conveyor a block up and I covered it with glass, simply because I think this looks really nice. I really like the look of it. I even replicated down here, simply because one of the improvements we can do is just remove this line over here. If you recall, this line was connecting over there and over there. I already grinded down a few tubes as they are not necessary. This is connected via this line, so we don't need that one, and I connected that, which goes to the depressurization system of our drone control room through here. So everything is connected. We no longer need that thing over there, which means we can grind it down. And this time what we are going to do is we are going to replace that vent over there and that line. We are going to put 4 vents, one right there, one right there, one right there, one right there. 4 vents should pressurize and depressurize this much quicker, right? Also, I'm going to move the reclamation system from that point over there, which only has 1 vent and 1 oxygen tank, and we are going to move it over here. We are going to have... Please tell me that I have plates on me. Okay, guys? I don't have plates on me. It's always... I verify so many things, okay? Before I start the episode, I verify if we have the resources that we are going to need, I verify if there is nothing wrong with the ship, blah 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 blah, but I never verify if I have the actual plates that I need to start building anything, right? Just terrible planning. As I usually say, I am the base manager. I never said I was a good manager. Okay, so this time, instead of 1 oxygen tank, we are going to have 2 oxygen tanks independent of the logistics grid. We are going to slap 4 vents onto them, 2 on each side, 2 over there and 2 over there, and then we are going to cover this up with a couple of blocks just to make it look a little bit better, and we are going to remove that one from over there. We'll also need to adjust the timer blocks and everything, but for now it's just a simple weld job. Alright, my friends, so here we go. We have 1 vent right there, another vent right there, another vent right there, and the 4th one right there. So 4 vents spread across the platform, the hangar, I mean. I just didn't want them all in the same node, so I just spread them out a little bit, which means that we can grab our powerful grinder and say bye-bye to this air vent, this conveyor belt, not belt, junction, that, and that probably is not going to fit my... Yep. I knew it, there is always that one component that stays behind. I need to get rid of that, otherwise bad things are going to happen. Once we lift off, let me just, I don't know. I don't need all of those components, I'm pretty sure. Let's grab them. There we go. Now, we need to reset up our vents. I have renamed pretty much all the vents. The ones connected to the grid are hangar M for main, and those ones over there are hangar R for retrieval. This one, let me just double check the name of it. It's hangar system blah blah blah, so I can remove that from any group and just place the other ones. Hello? Can I attach? Thank you. I noticed that once we turn this into a ship, from station to ship, it is much more difficult to attach to the floor, but in any case, eventually we are going to have gravity. So here we go. So air vents R, there we go, and the other ones air vents M. Cool. Save that. Let's go into the timer blocks and let's redo them. Set up actions. Oh, that got removed anyway. So I'm pretty sure that for the depressurization, the vents go first. Depressurize on. Timer block activates the next one. Now we move back. Next one, let's say, I don't know, 30 seconds? Let's give it 30 seconds in our first try. Set up actions. Not the retrieval system, but the one from the ones that we have just set up. Depressurization on. And that's it, right? Next, once we want to repressurize, we need to go over here, and we are going to make things a little bit different. First, we are going to remove that. That can stay. So we want to turn off the main air vents because they are on depressurization mode from you know, depressurizing the hangar, and we want to say to the retrieval system depressurization off. That should turn them from depressurization into pressurization and exhaust any gas in the tanks, right? However, the 8th block has been started, so we go over here. Let's give it 30 seconds like the other one. 30 seconds, let's set up the actions. Now in here we are going to turn on the vents again. And we are going to set the pressurization off. And I believe that's it. And then after everything is pressurized, it's good to go. So I think we have set up everything properly. We have an atmosphere in here, so how about we start depressurization? Here we go, so it's getting into the system. Those are still turned off. Turned on, I mean, but that's fine. We want to exhaust all the gas in there, so just in case there is any gas remaining in there, they will put it out and it's going to be vacuumed by the main grid. Alright, so everything is working now. 20 seconds is not exactly the right time. It should be like 21 seconds, 22 seconds. I'm not going to concern myself too much with it.
Energy low.
Neither is going to Susan be concerned with that, apparently. But yeah, so we have improved our system. We can remove the other one. It's not doing anything in there. And I will then just purify that place. Eventually, I'll just slap some blocks around and cover that area up a little bit better. But in other news, we have other things to accomplish. That was just a tiny little detail that is going to greatly improve our chances. But we have to move on to other things. And next in the list of things to do, we have to take care of our frigate/corvette class ship for combat purposes and build its hangar. Now, we have to build the frigate first, so that we can see the shape of the hangar. The hangar is built around the frigate, right? So, it's not a good idea to build the hangar first and then build the frigate. Things might not be... they might not fit correctly, I suppose. I suppose I have to start somewhere and then take it from there. So, yeah. Let's build the frigate. I'm even going to build it over here. And we are going to start, as per usual, with the core of the frigate, and then we are going to take the shape from there. Now, my friends, the cool thing about this frigate is the fact that we actually don't need a lot of things in it. So let's just place down the things that we are going to need. We are going to need one battery, one container, right? And one oxygen. After all, the engineer needs to breathe. I heard that's kind of important. And one of these. Small hydrogen tank. Actually, maybe we are going to have two of them. Although, yeah, let's have two of them. Why not? In combat you tend to use a lot of fuel, so I think that's a good idea. And we can fill the back with a few more batteries. We might even use ion thrusters for this one. But truth be told, this is the core of our ship. because we don't need conveyors, we don't need storage. In comparison to the Hulk, we don't need anything. The Hulk has H2O2s, fabricators, refineries, engines, the H2 engine, I mean, for power. We don't need anything like that. We need a little bit of battery power just to conserve basic functions, and maybe some ion thrusters that we might have around should we run out of fuel or have our fuel explode on us, even though I'm pretty sure if that explodes we'll take out everything, and it's useless to have ion thrusters at that point, but oh well. It is what it is. So yeah, let me weld this core and then we can move on to building the actual ship. Alright my friends, so the core itself has been welded. Kinda wanted to get the batteries rolling quickly, because as you can see they are charging rather quickly themselves, which means that once the craft is ready we'll have enough power to power the ion thrusters for a little while. We are going to need them if we want to dock to refill the hydrogen tanks. But in any case, just because the core is this small, that doesn't mean the craft is going to be this tiny. We are going to have to expand it a little bit. So, and given that I have zero plans on how am I going to do this... oh, really? No, okay. So I run into my first issue. There is... no cockpit with the a port pointing backwards. That's a problem already, but okay, I suppose I will have to work around it. But like I was going to say, I suppose it is time for a time-lapse. Alright my friends, I'm pretty sure this is a this was a long time-lapse, but I'm finally happy with the shape that we have. It's still not done, obviously. There is still a few things left to weld, but time-lapse wise I think we are done. We are not going to be adding too many more blocks, we are just going to be welding the remaining ones. Now, let's talk about the vessel itself. It is a little bit longer than I first had in mind, but at the same time we were able to pack 1 billion guns on this. Well, not 1 billion, but we have 7 Gatling turrets, 2 rocket turrets, and a rocket launcher. So I think this is more than enough firepower to take on an enemy craft. And we also have 2 strips of heavy armor going over here and over here, because these are the most exposed areas, and so they deserve a little bit more protection, especially up here, because underneath this heavy armor there is nothing. So yeah, I'd rather have something a little bit more beefy to handle the damage there. And well, thrusters wise, we have thrusters in all directions, ion and hydrogen powered ones, so it should be fine, I'm assuming. This thing is not super heavy, so it should be rather speedy, even with only these 5 thrusters in the back. Yeah, I think that this is all that is left to talk about it. I need to weld everything and unplug it from the main grid before I can finish the front over here. But, well, it's almost pretty much done. So, enough talking, and let's get on with welding. Well, my friends, I welded what could be welded, but we have run into a small problem.
Low.
Well, that is also a problem, but that's not the main problem. We have run out of gold to weld the ion thrusters. That is a major concern. Also, while I was welding this, something came to mind. Like, I tried to make things like this to make them compact, but will that burn the turret? I suppose we are about to find out eventually, once we release this thing, but unfortunately I will have to go back to the planet. It is the only place that I know that we have gold. I really didn't want to do this, but it is the only way. I really have to go grab a little bit of gold, not the Gatling turret, the iron thruster, just enough to weld the remaining thrusters. We still have a few. I was only able to weld that, those two, and that one over there. All others are halfway there, so yeah, I sure hope that the turrets don't get burned off by the hydrogen thrusters. That would be terrible, because that would mean we would have to live without this Gatling turret, and those two rocket turrets. Maybe not that one, but that one definitely. So, too many uncertainties. But time for me to go back to the planet, so let me open the hangar doors and try to be as quick as possible. Okay, my friends, so finally, after almost 1 hour, we have gold being refined in our refineries, which means I can continue with the welding operations on our frigate. Now that shouldn't be much longer. After all, there is only the ion thrusters left to weld. So, yeah, let's finish that off and give it a try afterwards. Okay, my friends, so I have finished welding pretty much everything, but as I was welding, I came to the conclusion I think I'm going to redo the front, and I'm going to get rid of these two turrets. We are going to keep them for now, for our test flight, but they're going. They are going. I don't like them too much, and I think I might also get rid of this missile turret, but we still need to see if these thrusters are going to burn them or not. So fingers crossed. I think I have everything, but if I don't, oh well. I'm about to make a mistake, I suppose. Well, my friends, there is a few things missing, like for example a gyro. But because we have so much space over here, I'm just going to stick 2 gyros over here and be done with it. Oops, I knew I was forgetting something, but as per usual, I could not remember what it was. Okay, so now we have gyro control. We still don't have any hydrogen, but we do have a bunch of ion thrusters, so we can move around a little bit. Let's see. I'm going to pull down a little bit, try to burn those turrets, and let's see if we have damaged them. No, let's go like this. I don't think we have damaged the turrets. Whoa. 2 gyros appear to be more than enough. However, let's double check. These missile turrets are fine. Wait. 97%. Missing 1 plate. Either I... Either I missed 1 plate in each one of those turrets, or we are damaging them. Let's take a look. It was 97. Yeah, we are damaging them. Okay, which means this one will also be damaged. Okay. Noted. Well, like I said, I kind of wanted to redo the front, so I suppose that I have an excuse now. We are going to lose 2 Gatling turrets and 1 rocket turret, but at the same time, I mean, we still have a lot of firepower. So, I mean, it's not all bad, right? Yeah, okay. Let's bring it back over there and try to work some sort of connection system. Yeah, for some reason the missile turret did not get any damaged. Like, it's still at 100%, but the Gatling turrets are getting damaged, so I'm going to assume we are getting lucky, and eventually that missile turret will also start to get damaged. So we want to get rid of them because, well, we don't want these things exploding by themselves. The enemies will more than likely be capable of doing that themselves, and without them in the front, that means I can redesign this to make it look a little bit better. Now for you, that's unfortunate, but oh well. Okay, my friends, so I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Yesterday I did not have enough time to finish recording the episode, so I just gave you a Factory Town episode, but that gave me enough time to edit the footage that I had, and while I was doing the time-lapse, I noticed one thing. So we had to delete those turrets because they were getting burned by those thrusters, right? How about you, my friend? You're still at 100%, but you're not going to be at 100% forever, and neither are going to you stay at 100% forever. And you, my friend, you are the only turret in here that I believe it's safe. So the conclusion is quite simple. This craft is it's a piece of garbage. Okay, it's a pile of trash. And not the good kind of trash, the worst kind of trash possible, which means I'm going to have to grind a bunch of it down and return to the drawing board. Now, here's the thing. The previous supposed time-lapse was a little bit long, around 12 minutes, and well, given that we have to pretty much tear down everything that we have built, I think I'm not going to include it in the episode. If we have time, I will include it, so that you guys can see the process to which I created this piece of garbage. But if I don't have the time, well, I will have to just skip it, because I'm pretty sure that repairing this thing is far more interesting than the ladder. So I'm just going to grind as much stuff. In fact, I'm going to turn off these thingies. Turn you off so I don't burn myself. Thank you. Yeah, I will have to redesign a bunch of stuff in this craft. So I think that maybe I'd rather time-lapse this thing instead of the beginning of these builds. So just to let you know, if I skipped that time-lapse, that's why. Because I recall that I told you, oh yeah, I'm going to make a time-lapse now, and you probably won't see it, so that's the reason why. And let me tell you, I'm quite mad at myself, okay? I'm very, very mad, because you might not believe me, but this thing in front of you took me 4 hours to build, okay? Including the time that I had to go back to the planet, mine, and all of that. 4 hours to build this piece of garbage. It's like, okay, you know, it's been 30 episodes, guys. Eventually I was going to build something really terrible, but I wasn't just expecting to be so soon. So
Inventory full.
Time to like you know, just accept the facts and fix my mess. Okay, my friends, so I think this has been fixed. It still has the same amount of firepower as it has before, except for the frontal turrets. But once again, I believe 5 turrets, 5 Gatlins plus 1 rocket is more than enough for our needs. I'm going to add the connector right there. And then I'm going to put a connector piece somewhere around here. I'm still unsure. I still have to go into the vessel, once again do the control groups, and then I'll be able to...
low.
Okay, Susan, I'll be able to turn it around. We are going to have the engines face that way and the front facing that way, and then I can determine where should I start making holes in there. Also, I have already vacuumed out the hangar, so we are cool to start making holes in the armor. We are not going to vent any resources. Okay, so here we go. Once again, let's turn on all of our ion thrusters. Everything is cool now. Nothing should get destroyed. Let's turn ourselves around. At least when it comes to gyro power, this thing is really good. It's quite nimble. Okay, maybe a little bit too much nimble. Too much, that's fine. That's totally fine. We have to go up a little bit, and then backwards. Like I said, I want to have these as close as possible so that we have a little bit of room left to make the drones drop pods. I think I'm lined up. Let's see how much can I go upwards? Not a lot. I don't want the turret to collide with the ceiling. That would be bad. That would be less than ideal. Okay. Preferably, it would be amazing if we had a port right there. Oh, we don't have a port right there, but we have a port right there. Not terrible at all. Not terrible at all. Cool. Okay, so now all we have to do is we go over here. Please tell me that I have interior plates. I don't. That's fine. I can pull some from there. It's cool. All we have to do is go like this, right? And then make the connector. Let's see. Let's see. This will require some... maybe. That would force us to make quite a large hangar, though. We would probably need to do something big. Let's go into blocks. Yeah, something like this, at least. Not exactly what I had in mind, but I think I can make it work. I just have to start working on that hangar. I have to start the shape from all the way in the front, give it some ramps, meld it a little bit. Yeah, I think it's doable. I think it's doable. Okay, okay, my friends, so we have determined the position where we are going to attach the vessel to our capital ship, right? Actually quite convenient that we have the port right there. I was praying that would be the case, truth be told. I was like, please game, please, I already screwed up enough today. Please give me a port right where I want one. And, you know, the game saw my suffering and it said, you know what, I will give you what you want. Okay, cool. I just have to build a connector there, and we'll have an attachment point now. Alright, my friends, so it is time for our very first attachment ever, right? Let's go switch lock over there. This is a little bit crooked. I think we are better lined up now. Boy, this is really surgical, but the Hulk is quite similar, to be honest. Whoa, I have to turn off the magnetism. Much better now. Build Vision was having a moment for some reason. Yeah, we want to turn off magnetism on that thing, otherwise, as you could see, it is going to flip us around. And we have when we have a hangar around this, that's probably a terrible idea. There we go. So now we can request fuel. Let's refill the tanks, and then let's go for a spin. Oh, in fact, I can even... Hopefully, my turrets have already pulled out ammunition. Let's take a... Well, not you, I don't have any rockets yet. You're not pulling ammo. Probably I don't have any. Let's put some into production. Alright, so the idea would be for us to be able to connect first. Let's see, can I gently touch the magnetic plate and connect at the same time? Let's take a look. I think we can. Oh, I want the magnetic plate to be auto lock off. That's only to secure the craft. Please. And we kinda can, okay. We have to slam ourselves a little bit, but that's fine. Now we lock it in place. It's going to spark a little bit. Oh well, we are not going to be looking at it, okay? You're not going to be able to, you are not going to be looking at it, so it's going to be fine. Now, why do we need to have a mag plate there? If we only have the connector, right? Let's turn off the engines. If we only have the connector, the craft is going to... What? You as well, and you as well. Why? What? I don't understand. I clearly don't understand. In any case, I'll figure that out in a moment. If we only have the craft connected to the connector and not a mag plate, this thing is going to wobble a lot, and I mean a lot, and there is the risk of stuff crashing against the vessel. There is the risk of exerting forces on the main craft that we don't want. There is a bunch of risks, but with the mag plate everything is secured in place, nothing should move, and therefore we should be cool. Okay, my friends, so I made some ammo, it is confirmed, everything is connected properly, all the turrets have pulled out ammo into themselves, without player interaction, except for this one. This one obviously has no rockets, we still don't have any rockets in production, we need uranium for that. You know, the objective would be to have this thing built quickly, and then build the hangar also quickly, and then go to grab some uranium to fit this with rockets. But things never go according to plan now, do they? Now, I don't see any pirates nearby, except for that mayday signal from the planet. But I suppose that the second we have some pirates come nearby, we should go and test this thing out. I kinda want to see if this can survive some fire or not, or if the pirates are going to fire at us and they are going to immediately destroy us. I don't know. We have to test it. Right, so while the pirates don't come nearby, I think I'm just going to try to do some improvements around here. This is really grinding my gears. I really don't like this. You're not going to spark now? Ah, there we go. I really don't like these sparks, gonna be honest. I know nothing is getting damaged. Nothing is getting damaged. There is absolutely no problem. This is only visual. I still don't like it. I will have to figure out something, but I don't know. I need to think about it a little bit, but in the meantime, and given that we probably still have a little bit time in today's episode, especially if I cut off the first time-lapse, I think I'm just going to start framing the hangar. We are not going to complete it in this episode. I don't think that is going to be possible, but still, if we have the frame around it, future me is going to know precisely where we should go with the build. So, how about I start laying down some blocks? Well, my friends, the box around the vessel has been built. I have all the measurements taken. I determined that this is the minimum amount of space that we need in our hangar, and when I say minimum, is really like to the block, is counted to the freaking block how much space we have, especially in this direction, right? Because I give it one extra block when it comes to let's say length, right? One extra block because, well, sometimes measurements are complicated and I might not always get there first try, right? So we have a little bit of space in the front. In the back we don't exactly have a lot of space, but, oh well. We have a little bit of space. In here, to the sides, this is the minimum amount of blocks that we can have. This is the block where the hinge is going to sit, and given that the hinge is going to be pointing the door downwards, it's going to be okay. Our turrets are not going to collide with it, but yeah, we can't make this any thinner than already is. So with all of that said, my friends, I think I'm going to start laying a billion zillion blocks. The initial part is not going to be super difficult, just time consuming. But once we reach this area, it's going to be interesting. I really want to see how am I going to meld all of this together. It's going to be a challenge, I'm pretty sure. But the more I talk, the more I postpone a said challenge, so I better get started. Alright, my friends, it took me a while, but I finally got the shape of the hangar done. This melding over here is not exactly the best looking ever, but truth be told, after the immense amount of time that I spent looking at all the blocks in the game and rotating them a billion times and just coming to the realization that they don't fit the way I want them to fit. It's just too much disappointment for one episode, my friends. So I'm just going to replicate this side on the other side, and well, all of this now in the middle. And before we go, right, just so we have at least a look of on how this thing is going to look like, even though in 10 seconds you guys will be looking at this. For me it's more like 2 hours, but in any case, in the middle we are going to have these two ginormous windows to give us light and to make it a little bit more beautiful, so that it is not only armor blocks. These windows are diagonal, just to make that extra feng shui, right? We want the energies to flow through our ship correctly. We want no bad vibes over here, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, time to start welding all of this, and then we move on to the this part of here. This part is easy. It's just putting a bunch of windows in both directions and create a hangar door mechanism like we have on the top. This doesn't this is not a great challenge, it's just time consuming. This was a great challenge and time consuming. Alright, my friends, I think that Rust Freighter is getting a awful little bit too close to my taste. How about we go pay him a visit, and we can see if this thing is actually worth his medal or not. I mean, it's a little bit cramped in here, but I think I can detach this. Don't go away, Freighter, okay? Okay, we have a sparring session to do, so just hold in there, hold tight, and I'll be with you shortly. Okay, so this thing actually accelerates rather quickly. Let's go over here, control panel, turrets, make sure everything is at maximum range. Probably should have done this before we set course, but okay, I think that's it. Yep. Let's turn upside down, use all the turrets that we have available to us, and open fire. Here we go. We are receiving fire as well. Probably got some damage, but not a lot. Oops. Come on, come on. Keep firing, keep firing. Don't stop. We are shredding them. They're getting absolutely shredded. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's turn on our braking thrusters. Let's set ourselves in a position. I don't think they are firing back anymore. Oh, but they are still moving. they are still moving indeed, but you're not going anywhere until I have ammo. I'm going to shred you to pieces, my friend. I waited too long for this, and now you are gonna pay the price. Okay, my friends, this was fun, but we are running low on ammunition, I'm pretty sure. Most of our turrets are no longer firing, and they are still running away from us, and we are chasing them at top speed. I don't know how this is possible, but oh well, we are not going to keep chasing them. This was a fun experiment. You get to live today, but I'm pretty sure that the damage we caused will make sure that you stay in the shipyard for a little bit longer. Now, let's get back, attach this thing, and continue doing what we were doing. Other than some light damage, I don't see anything else. We're just missing a couple of plates here and there, but nothing major, nothing concerning. But oh well, my friends, I think I overestimated the task ahead. I think this is going to be a multi-episode effort. But I didn't want to finish the episode without the central piece of this new build. Although I don't really like the new profile that this hangar is going to give to our ship, I have to admit I really like this. I really find this slope over here, made out of glass, extremely beautiful. I was thinking maybe in the future we can extend our ship a little bit. In the back we can push our engines back just a tad bit, just to give it a better shape, now that we also gave it a beer belly. Right, if you look at it like this, we can see that our capital ship maybe has, you know, put out a few pounds. But in any case, my friends, I think I'm going to stay. This is as far as I go in this episode. We have achieved quite a lot. After all, we built that. We went after a freighter, nearly destroyed it. We shredded to pieces, but without rockets we could not finish it off. Only one more reason for us to finish this and go after that uranium to get rockets so that we can finally take the fight to the pirates. But I'm pretty sure they are going to be mad at us, so we probably should try to be as quick as possible. But in any case, my friends, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode and that you are enjoying the series so far. If you are, please consider subscribing and help the channel grow. But in the meantime, this is the base manager signing out. Bye bye!